Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today I'm going to share with you my abandoned WIPs. So I've been cleaning out the closet in the bonus room next door, which is kind of where I had stuck all the WIPs that used to live on my WIP wall. And when I was cleaning in there, I realized I've forgotten about a lot of projects, and some of these I don't know what I'm going to do with. So I wanted to share with you guys for some accountability. The goal is going to be by next spring to have all these projects done. I can't say they're going to be done by the end of the year, but I would like to have them done in the next 12 months. Where to start? Okay. So one, I've gotten a couple of questions. This one's been living in the floor of the craft room. And before that, it was living in the floor of my bedroom. And before that, I think it was in my guest room at the previous house. I started this 5 years ago. And this is what the first half looks like. So this is actually, well, it's supposed to go this way. It's a pillow cover. And it's not showing up as kind of cool in person as it actually is. I was making this for a pillow cover for Christmas. The background is a Bernat Happy Holidays. And this is some mill ends of some ruffle yarn. I still kind of like the pillow cover. And I think once it has a pillow in it, the ruffles are going to stand out better and stuff. All these ends are going to be tucked on the inside. But I've never made the back to it. I started it, apparently. But it's just been sitting in a basket now for like 5 years. So this is going to have an overlapping back so I can take the pillow form out and store the cover. I've still got 2 balls of the Bernat Happy Holidays, and this is the colorway, sorry, I forgot to grab my glasses, glittery green. I just got out of the shower and slapped some makeup on real quick and came down here to film before I eat lunch, so hence, forgetting my glasses, but remembering my water. I just got back from my walk, so but yeah, that's project number 1 that just needs to be finished. I did frog 2 projects. I frogged my frost shawl, and I finally frogged my Harriet's Hap shawl, I think is what it's called, from the Interweaves, one of the Interweaves Jane Austen Knits books. That one was hard. That's another project I started 5 years ago. I messed it up. I did not put a lifeline in before. So you make a center square, knit a center square, and it's got a overlapping slip stitch pattern that's really, really pretty, but very, very solid. And then you come around and pick up stitches in a U. So now you have active live stitches on all 4 sides. And then you work in the round out in this gorgeous lace pattern. And I had gotten maybe a third into the lace pattern and really messed it up. And so for 5 years, it's been sitting in a basket, not finished. There's no way for me to fix it. I just haven't had the heart to frog it. So I finally frogged it. It took 5 years. A friend of mine kept saying she was going to sneak into the house in the middle of the night and just frog it for me so I didn't have to worry about it. Yeah, that was kind of sad. And that's why I advocate the usage of lifelines, even though I don't always remember to use them myself. Next project sitting here is a baby blanket that I started 3 years ago on Easter Sunday. Maybe 2 years ago. Could have been 2 years ago. This is just a basic increase baby blanket using Lion Brand Pound of Love in pastel green. And the pattern is Diagonal Comfort Blanket from Lion Brand. I think this one just kind of got like shoved on a shelf and I just didn't do anything with it. And it's sitting in one of my favorite project bags. I love, so I don't make like drawstring bags and stuff. When I make a bag, I like making it tote, and I love lots of pockets in my totes. This one does have a boo-boo though, which is really funny. Where is it? One of these pockets is actually sewn in the seam. It's this one. So they're all pleated pockets going around it. I mean, there's 8 pockets, but this one, I accidentally sewed the pleat down. So it's a boo-boo, but I still love this bag. This fabric is just one of my all-time favorite fabrics I've ever found. It makes me, the way the roses are done, it always makes me think of like that really beautiful tattoo art. So tattoo rose bag. But yeah, it's been living in there now for at least 2 years. I remember starting it, and I know it was Easter Sunday when I started it, but yeah. Next one, I have no idea when I started this. This may be as old as 8 years. Or almost 8 years now. I know it doesn't look like a whole lot of anything. Apparently I did weave my ends in as I went though. So what these are kind of like really skinny short scarves. And the intention was to sew these together and make a blanket. And I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. I have no idea what I was doing. I wasn't following a pattern. It was just kind of one of those go for it. It looks like I was using double crochets. I have no idea what hook size I was using. So I might sew these together, just see how big it is and go from there. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. It might be a toddler size blanket when I'm done, and I could maybe, I think it's a little too long for a pet blanket, but if it may be pet blanket size, I can donate it. Like I said, my next door neighbor does a lot of stuff with animal charities, so I can ask him if he knows anybody who needs a pet blanket very easily. I still haven't gotten into the swing of things since we moved to Charlotte, so I don't have the same number of contacts for charities and stuff like that that I used to have, but somebody might be able to use a pet blanket, and that might not be too big. Ooh, 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 ooh. Almost knocked over my water. That would have been sad. Because sitting over here are some really nice finished objects. Yeah, set my water to that side. In the same vein, I made a whole bunch of magic cakes or magic balls a couple years ago. I still have 3 in this bag. But I started, this is basic Afghan stitch, Tunisian. My hook is actually about to break. Yeah. So definitely probably not going to finish this. I will probably frog this and maybe turn this into a corner to corner or something like that I have a little bit more consistency with, but another scrap gan. And as I look at the cakes in here, I mean, they're completely random. Worsted weight scraps. Some of these are fairly large scraps. I'm surprised I put them into a project like this, but apparently I did. But yeah, I don't know why I quit doing it, and I'm not sure what happened to my hook in the interim, but that's definitely not going to get finished. my peppermint swirl blanket. So this one is another probably 5-year-old project. And originally I was going to make it like huge. I'm not sure where my pattern with my notes. I've got another container that has the yarn, but this is using Red Heart Super Saver in cherry red and white. I was going to make it really, really big and kind of got overwhelmed because I think it was going to be like 180 peppermint swirls. If I just make the sofa size blanket, like I think I can get this done fairly easily, but that's a free pattern. Well, it was free pattern from Red Heart, and Mikey from the Crochet Crowd has a tutorial. The reason why I slowed down working on it was because every time I started a square, I had to watch Mikey's tutorial to get it started. I was fine once I got going in the pattern, but I had to watch the tutorial to start each square. And I could never quite get into a rhythm doing it, so I just kind of shelved it off to the side. At least I know what happened with that one and why I quit working on it so much. So the next one, I'm almost 50% done with. Well, 50% done with the base of it. This is a donut pillow. And I'm just saying, this thing is like stupid heavy. It's using Hometown USA. I actually went out and bought the yarn that the pattern called for because I really like the look of it. But this is a pattern from Twinkie Chan's book, Crochet a la Mode. I love her designs. That's what the finished pillow is supposed to look like. Now, I did do a small mock-up. It's about this big with worsted weight just to get the construction down because it is unusually constructed. Let's see if I can kind of show you. That's what the base piece looks like when you're done. And then you seam it from the inside. So it is kind of an awkward construction. I had no issues with it. My grandkids both really love playing with the small version. I didn't do any sprinkles or anything on it. It's just a frosted donut. But for some reason, they think it's like the coolest thing. And when they were little, we have this huge snake. And they love like putting the snake's head through the donut and making it like a mane. That's another project that got dusty. I mean, that's how old it is. I may have started that before my grandson was born. I mean, it's been quite a while since I started that. I am pretty sure I started that 2 houses ago as well. A lot of these were started before we moved to our last house. And I think in the process of moving, things weren't visible. And then when we moved into our last house, as I started getting situated in there, I was already invested in other projects. So I just kind of forgot about a lot of these. And they got thrown on the whip wall and just never came down again. So next to the last project is this scarf. And this is also using one of those ruffle style yarns. This one is the fabric one. It's boutique sassy fabric in skull print. And I mean, I really like this. Actually, at this length, I could just make a ruffle cowl and go with it. Which probably wouldn't be a bad idea, since how it is so stinking hot in the South when it comes to Halloween time. But I mean, it's really, really cute for a novelty piece for like a holiday time. It's not unusual or anything like that. I've only got 8 stitches on my needle here. And apparently I just stopped at an end here and never finished it for whatever. I don't know. And I still have like, I think I've got 5 of these still in the skull print. So what had happened is I started working with this doing something else. It was something I gifted away. And the fabric was horribly miscut. So I actually contacted Red Heart and said, hey, I know about this on clearance from my local store, but I'm having issues with it. It's miscut. The loops are cut through. I've got a lot of raggedy ends. Is this normal? I mean, if it was clearanced out, like, are y'all even still making this? And they're like, oh no, we still make this. That's not a problem. We'll send you some new ones. And they sent me like 8 new ones to replace the 2 that I had bought. So, I mean, I guess that's not bad, but that's what I've got so far. And I mean, I really do like it. I'm really surprised I've just never come back to finish it. I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 5 balls. I don't know. I mean, it's cute as a whole scarf too. I don't know what to do. I kind of wish I knew how to dye rayon better, because I think this would be really cool if I came back and over dyed it with some like orange, so the skulls were orange or hot pink. Yeah. So my last one, I still say this is one of the most hideous projects I've ever started, and for some reason I still love it. I don't know why. I can recognize that it's ugly, and it is ugly. I don't have a whole lot of it. I keep thinking, every time I pull it out, I always think I have more of it done than I do. So this is a whole bunch of faux fur yarn that I was never going to work with doing anything else. And it's being held together with a gray nylon blend. But these are all partial balls from my stash. And I still have, ooh, sorry about that, you guys. I still have more hiding out. That totally looked at my camera there. What was I saying? I still have more novelty yarns that I could put into this. Part of me was thinking it'd be kind of fun to make it blanket size, but I don't think I have quite enough for that. So what I might do is just do a wrap that I keep down here in the craft room. Because like I said, it's pretty hideous. I kind of wanted like a lap gan size, I think is what I was originally thinking. And if I can get it that big, I will actually make it a lap gan. But it's just basic increase on every row. I think I increased on every row. But I think I can read my stitches. Because I've got that other yarn in there, I think I can look down the edge. But I think what I did is I just knit in the front and back on both sides. And it's just knit. But yeah, those are, and this I started probably around 4 years ago too. I mean, I'm pretty good at not building a huge pile of inactive WIPs. But for some reason, these projects have just never been finished. So in the next year, I would like to have either frogged them or finished them, or figured out what to do with them. I did find some of my swatches from when I was teaching back in the day. Yeah. Welcome to my pile of WIPs that I have found. And I know there's a couple more floating around somewhere. Most of the bags I was able to empty back into my stash. Yep. Got things falling down all over the place. You can tell I've been pulling things out from the... because things keep falling down. I emptied a whole bunch of bags. I had some like projects set aside, like this Hirschner's pastry puff. I'd originally purchased this to do a review of the yarn and was going to do the black pearl poncho. My order process was not very smooth for this yarn, and was kind of annoyed and didn't trust myself to do a review on it because I was annoyed with the process. Now, I am not saying Hirschner's is a bad place to order from. This was a fluke in all my years ordering from them. They normally have amazing customer service. I just got in touch with somebody who was having a bad day that day. But yeah, so I was kind of irritated and didn't want to review a product when I was starting out the gate annoyed by it. So I never made the poncho. I still had the yarn. I still had the pattern all kind of in a bag together. So I, popped the yarn in my hole there. I had some Peyton's Croy I had set aside to make some socks with. I made other socks instead. So, I did clear some bags. I have way more project bags than I need, and I totally just ordered another one from Rel. But I now have a whole bunch of empty project bags. I also have like 2 full laundry baskets. And I can see what's in my closet now. So what's hanging in the closet is now mostly the craftsy kits that I purchased as part of their going out of business, the things that were on my wish list. And I have a couple of kits that I purchased back at the beginning of 2019. So that's pretty much all that's in that closet now. If it's not sitting here, it was a mostly finished WIP. There was one that was a amigurumi project that's like 90% done. So I just need to hurry up and finish whipping that out. But thank you for taking the time to watch what I've been sitting on apparently for as long as maybe 8 years. Just really weird that I would have those around still, but anywho, thank you for helping keep me accountable. Hopefully some of these will start showing up as some finished objects here in the near future. I do have a stack of stuff I need to work through upstairs. Kind of crazy. Anyways, you guys, take care. I love you, and I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye, guys.